Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 27 of Why You, Why Me, titled Back Home. He dried you down and sat you on the bathroom bench so that he could dry himself, and you did your best not to stare, but oh, those abs. He tied the towel around his waist and reached out to take you in his arms again. Wait, you screeched. Katsuki, I don't have a towel on. In his fervour of drying, he forgot to wrap you in a towel and was about to march out the door carrying you butt naked down the hallway. Oh, sorry, he yelled, grabbing a towel and wrapping you in it before picking you up and walking out the door. Mitsuki was in the hall and gave you a quizzical look when she saw the two of you freshly showered. Am I getting grandkids? She sneered in a whisper, just loud enough for the two of you to hear as she passed by. Screw you, old hag, I ain't giving you anything, Bakugou hollered, causing you to jump violently at the sudden explosive volume. He kissed you quickly on the head as an apology when he felt you jump in his arms and carried you back to his room. He helped dress you in his clothes and you snuggled into the black shirt with the skull on it, inhaling his burnt caramel scent deeply. Your eyelids were heavy and you were yawning profusely, so he tucked you in and gave you a quick kiss on the forehead before walking out and down to the lounge room. The next 3 weeks were wonderful for you. Because you still weren't attending school, you made sure to help out around the house as much as possible, cooking and cleaning and making biscuits for Katsuki to eat when he got home from school. His go-to line was, "These are delicious, but not as delicious as you," and he usually added the line with a devious cookie-crumbed grin and a slap to your ass. You'd regained the feeling in your legs after 3 days and felt like your usual self again. Some days Bakugou would come home later than usual and said that he'd stop in to see someone. You didn't think much about it until your parents started commenting on seeing him multiple times a day. Unbeknownst to you, Bakugou had been dropping in to see them at the hospital on occasion and keeping them up to date on how you and your sisters were going. Your parents and grandma were recovering well, and they were starting to see underneath all that bravado that was your Katsuki. Although he had a short temper and a foul mouth, he was a sweetheart underneath it all, and they were quietly happy that he was your soulmate. The time came for them to be discharged from hospital, and you and your sisters made plans to move back home. Bakugou spent most of his time sulking. He didn't want you to go. He was enjoying having you around every day. From the late night snuggles on the lounge to the heated make-out sessions in his room, his life, so far, was complete. He begrudgingly helped you pack and kept his mouth shut as he worked, and you tried to start up a conversation a few times but mostly got a grunt in reply. "Hey, what's wrong?" you asked suddenly, unable to ignore the fact that he was being unusually grumpy. "I don't want you to go," he pouted angrily, shoving a handful of your clothes into your duffel bag. "Katsuki," you giggled, "we're not breaking up." You teased with a tap of his nose with your finger. He grabbed your hand and held you still, staring deeply into your eyes. "I know that," he growled, "but I don't like that you're going to be so far away from me." You smiled and stepped into his arms, forcing him to wrap his arms around you. "I'm always here," you said. "We'll still see each other every day." You leaned up and kissed him on the lips. He grunted and leaned down, chasing your retreating lips so that he could kiss you again. "I got an open day on this Thursday. Come?" "Of course I'll come," you replied with excitement. "What are you going to be doing?" "Quirk displays," he replied shortly. "Will you be in costume?" you asked hopefully. You'd seen the drawings of what his costume was supposed to look like, but you'd never seen him in it. "Yeah," he said with a smirk and a chuckle. "Coming of a perv." You pouted and smacked him lightly on the shoulder. "I'm not a perv." "Sure you're not," he leered, pulling his shirt up so that you could see his abs. You groaned with delight and traced over his curves with your fingers as he watched you with a delightedly sly grin. "You can see this perfect specimen in action on Thursday," he said with a wink, pulling his shirt down. "Okay, deal," you said with a cheeky smile, turning back to your packing. He seemed happier after that and helped you pack your things and carried it to the car. "Thank you, Katsuki," he said gratefully as he hauled your things up into the house and back to your room. "How long were you with us? A year?" he grunted as he struggled with your bags. "It's not that much, you sook," he giggled. He dropped your things in your bedroom doorway and pounced on you, tackling you onto the bed. You squealed and giggled. "I love you," you said, looking up at him as he hovered over you, pinning you to the bed. "I love you too," he mumbled back, leaning in to give you a kiss. You felt lonely that night and sent him a message. He replied straight away. "You bored too?" you asked. "I miss you," he replied with, Oh, the great Bakugou Katsuki misses someone? You teased. Shut up, he responded with. You sent him a wink emoji and he responded with the eggplant emoji. You rolled your eyes and laughed. Sky never changes. He doesn't miss me, he misses getting some. You knew that wasn't true, but Bakugou certainly did like physical affection. See you Thursday, you replied, and rolled over to go to sleep. And that's the end of chapter 27. Stay tuned for chapter 28.